You have just entered the KBMOD podcast. Keyboard plus mouse or die.
Hey guys, what is going on? And welcome to episode 66 of the KBMOD podcast on our new Sunday
our
live
Halloween cast, Mark of the Beast.
Yeah, 666, drinking blood, all that stuff. We have moved. If you're listening to this, I don't know what, Tuesday or Wednesday. It's still going to go
Tuesday. We're going to put it out on Tuesdays from now on.
Okay, so you're listening to this on Tuesday. You can join us now on Sundays at 7 PST, 10 EST. On kbmod.com/live. So that's real quick. Get that out of the way.
Hold up.
What?
There is more to that schedule change.
Sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
People who follow the rest of the streams.
Yes.
So obviously we just said the podcast will always be on Sunday nights now,
Yep.
live. Monday nights will be my show. The Grind will be Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern now instead of Tuesday. And we're debuting a new stream on Tuesday, which will be either Chaz or I or someone will be streaming basically a mini game night. It'll be like an open lobby kind of a thing. And we'll choose a game. We'll let you guys know. And we'll be streaming that out. So that'll be on Tuesdays. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays are the same shows you've come to know and love with Bearded Gamer with Hex. And then Chesmate on Thursdays. So there you go.
Very nice. So we got the usual panel. We got Brandon, we've got Nick, we've got John, and obviously Dan, and I am here. What have let's go the traditional my view of the podcast order. So in the top left we've got Brandon. What have you been playing this week, Brandon?
I played a little bit of Special Forces Team X on Hex's stream Wednesday.
Yes.
So that was nice. Played that on my laptop, which actually ran really well on my laptop.
Most fun.
Yeah, it was really good. And then this weekend, I've been playing a bit of Hawken because they just went live with their closed beta. And I got to say, I think they've made a lot of improvements since the alpha. It plays pretty well. So I've been playing that a bit. And then I've actually been getting into, you'll enjoy this, Scott. I've been getting into League of Legends, but not 5v5. I've been getting into 3v3.
Oh my God.
No.
They've made significant changes.
Look at him. He left. Scott left. He's out.
He doesn't even want to hear about it. I thought he would at least want to hear, but I guess not.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Wow.
No,
see, that's why
make it better. So they say
that's why I've gotten into it, because I didn't even the last time I played League was, I don't know, a few months back, and 3v3 wasn't even in the game. So I hadn't played for.
It was in the game. You just didn't know it was in the game.
No. Seriously, the last time I played League was like right around when Dominion
launched. 3v3 was in the game when Dominion was out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, 3v3 was there from launch.
Okay. Well, I never played.
Knew
3v3.
it existed. Exactly. Nobody knew it existed.
Okay. Well, I thought it was a new thing, or I just never. I don't know. I never played it. But I've been enjoying it. I'm surprised Scott has such an aversion to it based on his guttural reaction there.
His 12 hours total of League of Legends. Scott's an elitist already.
12 hours. I've got like 80, my friend. Listen, Brandon,
do you care to tell me your aversion?
No, I'm glad you're getting into it, dude. But 3v3 is awful. It's so bullshit, dude. You got to play 5v5. You got to play 5v5.
I love that you have said nothing substantial in what you just said.
I just hate it.
It's just horrible.
It's dumb. It's just
you've given
not
no
the way.
reason
It's not the way it was meant to be played, dude. 5v5.
Okay.
Have you played it recently, Scott?
No, I've not played 3v3 recently.
Like they made like a bunch of changes to the map.
We should play some tonight, because I want you to at least try it again. Because the reason I enjoy it is mainly because I don't like the long games. Like I played a game of 5v5 and it's an hour long. Whereas a 3v3 game, if you're with a decent team, it can be over in 20 minutes, and a long game is like 45 or 50 minutes. So it's just much more manageable for me.
I just don't agree with it. Well, all right, yeah. I mean, to be fair,
if you're solo queuing like I've been doing a lot, 5v5 is not very good solo queue. Whereas 3v3, like if I have one good teammate and just one person that
winning, if
I have one good teammate and one person that just doesn't AFK, then we can carry a 3v3 game.
I see what you're saying.
And I tweeted earlier because I've been
that's
playing.
Volition GG. So He's
I mean,
pretty much
it's not
the best.
quite. It's not quite the. Was it hexadecimal? It's not quite the 7v7.
TSM Volition over here carrying his team already.
Hex was not aware that Smite was only 5-on-5.
But you know,
we won't.
it's not like MOBAs have been out a while or anything. But
It's not like they have a standard rule set or anything.
no, like competitive.
This tells you how much I give a shit about MOBAs. In that when Hex said that, I had to think twice for a second. I was like, "Is it?"
But Brandon, your argument on times for 3v3 and 5v5 is completely wrong this day and age.
Well,
5v5 games are no longer than 40 minutes unless it's
Yeah.
like a really good, close, tight match.
all right. Well, I'm not averse to play 5v5. It's just that like if I'm solo queuing, I've really been enjoying 3v3, and I've been doing pretty well at it for my bracket because I'm not like really high level. So I've you know, and especially when you're playing with one or two people, I've enjoyed it. So we should play some. I've seen you on, but you've been too cool to play with me so far.
Dude, we've got our. Yeah, I know. We need to play. I want to play tonight, but I'm so fucking burnt. We'll see. We may have to try some 3v3s. I may do it. I may give it another shot. The first like a couple times I ever tried, I was like, "This is awful. This is just a mat. This is." Shit.
Look at him, dude. He's so upset.
It was shit. Anyway, where's plaid.org? So is that it, Brandon? What else have you?
No, that's all. Really, just Hawking in League this weekend.
Okay.
Hawkins really good.
We're skipping Nick Fenton then.
Oh, there he is! Holy shit!
Did he get a Halloween costume on?
That was
Oh
terrifying.
my god.
Good lord.
That
He's
was-
wearing himself as a Halloween costume.
I cloned myself and then I wore my own skin.
Wouldn't cloning yourself indicate that you would look like yourself anyway? You don't need the skin thing? Jesus.
Okay.
All right, well, you're up,
Yeah,
Nick.
what have you
Fenton.
I played Darksiders today. I haven't really been playing a whole lot of anything because it's not Halo 4. So, actually, I played Blacklight and Darksiders, and that's about it.
How's Darksiders?
It's still good.
It's still good.
Great game.
Wait, is this 2? Darksiders 2?
Darksiders 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
I need to...
I haven't finished it yet, but I don't know. I don't have anything good to say.
This was really enlightening. Do you have any other really awful, boring information you can share in that same format? Because, Jesus, Nick. What else? Anything else you've been playing?
That's
I played Modern Warfare 2 on console.
All right,
Yeah.
we're done. John,
Duster.
TF2, League,
TF2.
lots
Yeah.
and lots of League with Justin.
Yeah.
At work and at home. Couple games of
too
Smite.
cool to play with me.
You're fucking playing 3v3s. We ain't playing 3v3s. We play.
Thank you.
I haven't had a
we
single.
play with
hold
three
on,
people.
no, I haven't had a single invite from either of you when I've
Well,
been
like the
on.
problem,
so
the
don't
problem
give
with
me-
League is
You
like
run
if
with
I
the crew. You run with the crew.
the problem with League is if I come online and you've been in a game for 8 minutes, we're never going to match up again the
Never
rest
gonna
of the
see.
night. One of us is going to have to sit there for a half an hour.
Yeah, that's
And
the
it
shit
just doesn't
part.
work. So
Yeah, you really have to coordinate.
a few games
Better.
of Smite too, because that game's just fucking fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you get a big team smite. Big team battle smite, 8v8.
Ground War Smite.
Dude, I love
9v9.
seeing the Warthog and going mid to get blue buff. It's fucking sweet. So good. Great times.
What about you, Scott Fisher?
What have I been playing? I've been
You've been
playing,
playing the jerky on stream.
yeah,
game.
I'm eating actually turkey bites. They're like little sausage things. Anyway, I've been playing League. I guess, did we play Special Forces last week? Would that count because of the extra live stream last weekend?
We played Wednesday night too. You didn't come out.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Dan. And Special Forces. Trying to think anything else. Yeah, basically League and some Special Forces. Yeah, that's about it for me. This was worse than Nick Fenton's segment about what he's been playing, so I'm gonna move right on to you, Dan. I really don't have anything else to say.
I've been playing Assassin's Creed 1
Nice.
on PC a bit. I did have lots of... Actually, all the DRM I can confirm is gone, if we didn't know that already. But I did have lots of technical difficulties with the game. So I'm only like an hour into it after having played it for probably 2 hours. But lots of like freezes. And,
Assassin's Creed 1? Yeah, I tried doing that the other day, and I was like,
like it works, but it's like I don't know. It's just not working well. One time it put itself into windowed mode randomly, which isn't even an option to do.
yeah, it did that for me too.
It was like, all right, well, I guess we're playing in windowed mode then. But I want to play it. I want to play it because I really think Assassin's Creed 3 looks fantastic. I think it looks amazing. So I really want to kind of get... Because the only reason that game exists is to get the story. So I want to play it through and get at least the background of what's
going on.
Yeah,
the first one, you're really going to have to allow yourself to accept... you have to allow yourself to accept what the game is because it seems really competitive. So, like... I mean, I know you're playing... repetitive, yeah. I know you're playing the game for the story, but the story's going to seem like it's just happening after the same shit happens over and over again.
Yeah,
every mission is exactly the same, but the world's changing around it. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah.
The first
Assassin's Creed 2 is fantastic.
The jump from 1 to 2
them all really
is ridiculous.
Cheap, so I was fine with that. They were all on sale on Steam. So I bought 1, 2 and Brotherhood. I didn't buy Revelations because it was still $20, and I was like, fuck that. So yeah, I've heard AC2. Someone in the chat, Gatman just said AC2 is phenomenal. That's what I've heard from.
I haven't played it yet. I have it on Steam, but it's like on my list of games to play soon.
Yeah, so because I really think I've bought totally into the Assassin's Creed 3 hype. I just think it looks amazing. Just being in Revolutionary War and all that.
Just the jump in quality from 1 to 2 is ridiculous. It's just better game all around.
I also played a lot of Diablo 3. I'm in Act 4 Inferno now, which is quite the step from Act 3, I found out. I was streaming it on the pre-show here.
The fact that you've even made it to Act 4 shows just how much the game has changed.
Yeah, no, it no longer... It has the Diablo 2 grindiness now, as opposed to the pointless feeling grind of what the game used to be.
Are there any mobs that you can't kill?
There are some that kill me till the point that my gear is broken before I kill them.
That's great.
Which I'm totally fine with, actually. But I've also been played a lot of Hawken Friday, and then played Special Forces T-Max, of course. And we're going to highlight Special Forces T-Max here and Hawken, but T-Max, man, we talked a lot about it last week, and of course we streamed it on the 24-hour stream. But man, that game just needs to be out already. They need to put it out because I think it's going to be a $15 Xbox Live Arcade price type title,
Yeah.
and you guys are going to love it. You're going to love it. It's not for the hardcore shooter person. That's not what it is.
Yeah.
But
I think a hardcore shooter person can play it and like it because it's...
Oh, yeah. Can have tons of fun.
Yeah, because you're not taking it mad seriously. You're having fun.
Yeah,
it's fast.
It's just a ton of fun.
I kind of wish you could pick the shoulder you were over.
I was going to say that, too. That was one thing that was bothering me a little bit. Hopefully that option comes in.
This is basically my first third-person shooter ever.
Yeah, mine too.
That I've played extensively. In Gears of War, could you change the shoulder or other?
That's a good question.
I don't
remember. I usually just stick with it over the right shoulder anyway. So
yeah, shout outs to shoulders. Thank you, Street.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I don't know.
But and of course, Hawken. I have to say, and I told myself I was going to go to bed after the cast tonight, but I may end up just playing Hawken anyway because this beta only lasts till tomorrow, and then they're going to have more sessions of closed beta. But, man, it is leaps and bounds ahead of the alpha.
Yeah.
They're not even close in quality. The beta is so much better. The game modes are really cool. I played a bit of the domination mode, which is called Missile. And it's pretty cool. I don't know. I just think Hawken... I'm very bad. Here's a good sign. I'm very bad at Hawken, and still wanted to keep playing it after 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I was doing pretty well. I wasn't. I felt like it was a lot smoother in terms of like the movement and the weapons. The combat felt better than the alpha, and it's hard for me to pinpoint exactly how since I can't play the alpha now. I only have this to go off of. But it feels a lot closer to an actual release. than the alpha did.
Yeah, just graphically and polish wise, it is so much better than the alpha. They're having tons and tons of matchmaking and server issues during this, but they were tweeting out basically that thank you for breaking the shit out of this, because now we know what kind of capacity we're going to need.
Yeah, but they've also passed like twice already just over the weekend, so they're pretty quick on it.
Yeah, and the pace of that game actually, because the mech doesn't move that fast, you almost feel sometimes like the pace of the game isn't very fast, but it is extremely fast. And when you get into like, I think Team Deathmatch is like 6v6 or something like that. But when you get into like, you're almost never in like a 6v6 battle. But if you get into like a 3v3 in like the middle of the map, or like a 4v4 battle, it is some of the craziest shit you will ever see. It is a blast. There's so much stuff going on, and people with the have the grenade launchers and all kinds of stuff. So Hawken, I had my doubts, I will be honest. I had a lot of doubts as to whether the game would actually end up being okay. It's really damn good already.
Yeah, and they've this closed beta is a lot bigger than I thought they were going to do, because their alpha seemed fairly small, but they've given out a ton of codes to some different sites. So if you don't have a beta code yet, just follow their Twitter account, because it seems like they're retweeting just about anyone who has them. And there are probably 25K plus beta codes out in the wild that you can get.
Yeah. So it is so much better than it was. So definitely check out. We don't really have any keys left, but I can always get some more.
Yeah, we'll hopefully get some more keys. But they are out there, so you can get them.
Yeah, there's a lot of keys out there. This is not the only closed beta there will be. It shuts down tomorrow afternoon, but there's going to be other iterations of closed beta for Hawken leading up to launch. So I would definitely hop in there and give it a go. It runs really well on all computers from what I've heard too. So it's not, crushing people's computers. And with everything on Ultra and stuff, looks beautiful. So
yeah, I can't keep a solid 60 on highest settings, so it'll definitely push your card.
Yeah, John, you're good now. But next in this intro section, I also want to talk about Extra Life, kind of not the finale, as you can still donate, guys, if you want to donate till I think December or something like that this year. You can donate. But Incredible Orb, of course, had his stream, which just started out about as unfortunately as a stream can start out, with some jackass kid tweeting Orb's stream at Anonymous.
Yeah, I saw this go down. I didn't know the details. What?
And getting it DDoSed for a good 3 or 4 hours.
Not necessarily DDoSed, but DOSed. So like one or two determined people.
I went on that guy's his Twitter, and he was talking. He was talking to somebody else and saying that he tweeted creature talk at them before, and that got DOSed. So it's like, hey, you know what happens when we tweet at Anonymous?
But it was crazy, because the craziest part of it was that Orb was up for maybe a half hour, and then he got taken down, and he got taken down for a good long while, and there were still like 1,600 people idling in his chat.
Wow.
And during the time when it was down, and they were donating and stuff, and he was chatting now and then, and like they ran ads the entire time, because he's going to give all the ad revenue for the weekend as well. But yeah, he got this guy. So this kid does the attack on him, and then immediately gets doxxed by a bunch of people, like legitimately doxxed. Like they found his Facebook and all this, and
God.
like he ended up having to like delete his Twitter and delete his Facebook and
that's good.
All this stuff. But I mean, I hope it never. Yeah, he got shit on, the guy who did it. So
well, regardless, Joel still powered through it.
He killed it.
Yeah,
and when he came back up later on, and I think streamed for a good 16 plus hours. He also took enough caffeine to kill a cow or horse. It was super dangerous, actually, and he probably shouldn't have done it. But he ended up raising $5,700 or so.
It's fucking awesome
on his stream.
$5,700.
Yeah,
Jeez.
and actually, his stream going down coincided very well with the EU Fragfest coming up. And those guys were hysterical once again. The Warsaw tournament there. I hung out in there for a few hours, and they were awesome. I think they raised about $300 or $400 on that stream. So, and they had about 50 viewers at their peak, which a channel that isn't really known as a stream channel. It's pretty decent. So, they did really well, and they were tons of fun. Again, the shoutcasting was once again top notch. So, and Warsaw is a pretty cool game. I did download it and actually played a little bit, not with them, but on my own. It's pretty fun. I'm so bad at Quake type games though, so but it was awesome. So shout outs to both of them and to Anime.
And they helped us reach our $50,000 goal, and actually our stretch goal of $55,000, which we just hit, I think, today. So
nice.
we're at
awesome.
55,368 right now. So again,
yeah, we actually hit it during the pre-show. Is what I heard during the pre-show. We hit it. I didn't get to see if I got donated to or who got donated to in that last little bit, but yeah, Orb is going to shave his head because he hit 5K. Tabe was on Orb's stream at the beginning, and Tabe is going to shave his head. He's going to do the shaving. So that's awesome, and they did a lot of good. So thank you to everyone again this year. KBMOD is now at right around $100,000 generated for charity over the past year. So
incredible stuff.
You guys did awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Donate that to my annual salary as well.
Yeah.
Please, thank you.
Kickstart us.
We now interrupt your scheduled programming to bring you an urgent broadcast from the front lines of America.
But we're going to talk about briefly about Medal of Honor Warfighter. Probably the most pointless game release of all time. One of the most clear cash grabs EA has ever made.
Well, and I think the only reason it stands out as such a cash grab is because you can tell it was rushed to get out before Black Ops 2.
Right.
Everything about the release was transparent, and they had this massive day one patch, which implemented like very basic features that should not really have been in a day one patch.
Well, the last one released in the October before Call of Duty also, so they just have a nice history of...
Yeah, and it sucks that they went and took, as we were discussing right as commercial ended. Yeah, I know John and Brandon, of course, Medal of Honor Allied Assault, one of the all-time greats, and they played it extensively. And it just sucks to see a franchise with a pretty storied history up until MOH 2010.
Yeah, like, well, if you look at it, it's still sad no matter how you twist it, because the guys who made the original Medal of Honor went to Infinity Ward, and look at Infinity Ward's products now. So it's like, it's just really sad to see that franchise just die off into mediocre
Allied Assault
Call
is
of
like
Duties.
is Tribes level for me in terms of like the amount I played it and its kind of effect, its lasting effect on me. I mean, I played that all throughout middle school. Fantastic game.
That was my first foray into like serious competitive leagues. You know, like I played TWL. I played some EU ladder that I can't remember. Enemy Down was the name of the EU league. Yeah. Like I played like 5 different leagues at a time. And it's just V2 sniper only though. Still to this day I miss that, and I should reinstall the game just to play it.
Such good maps.
So
Warfighter has a solid 58 Metascore right now and a 5.6 score.
The telling thing, though, is not the Metacritic score. Is the fact that IGN score is what tells you about this game. What was the IGN score? It got a 40.
Wow.
A 40.
Holy shit. Clearly, not enough money was traded hands between.
I was going to say this because we don't typically see IGN with such strong worded
that's an
reviews,
indictment right there.
But the tagline here on Metacritic is, "This isn't just an upsetting sequel or Me Too military shooter. Warfighter is disrespectful of your time and unwilling or unable to adapt to what's been done better elsewhere."
Holy shit. Disrespectful of your time. Wow,
man.
that's a fucking.
And then Rock Paper Shotgun, the snarkiest publication on the planet, and I love them for it. Their article on the Day 1 patch is titled "Medal of Honor Warf Fighters Day 1 Ultra Patch," and then he uses like 6 different titles for the game too. War of Medal Honor Fighter, their latest game of shooting men and shooting men and shooting men and shooting men. That's what the sentence is. It actually said that. Oh my god.
Oh,
what else is in here?
Honorable Medals Fight Warrior is one of the titles.
Yeah, it's out in the U.S. today.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, it's just because this is what I've honestly heard though from players. The single player is the most redone thing ever. It's just rehashed Battlefield 3 and Call of Duty campaign. I mean, that's all it is. It's all the single player is. I've actually heard that the multiplayer, while not revolutionary in any way, obviously as we said, isn't actually too. It's not bad.
I think I've heard the word serviceable.
I've heard serviceable. I've heard kind of fun. I've heard that.
It's acceptable if it was like tagged on to a game, like if it was just they didn't really make like BioShock 2 multiplayer. That's kind of where I would put Medal of Honor at. Yeah. It's serviceable, but it's still fucking crap, and nobody's going to play.
You were one of the fucktards out there. That's right. I'm calling our viewers fucktards, possibly.
Wow.
Who paid $80 for the special edition pre-order?
I mean,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
I think if you paid for a pre-order, and especially like a over the $60 price, you probably don't care. Like you're probably a big enough Medal of Honor fan where you enjoy Medal of Honor regardless of its perceived quality. Which I don't
worth all my war dollars. Yeah, needed that BF4 beta. Exactly. That's when the game is desperate and is only existing to exist. Pay all this money, get in BF4 beta, a game that doesn't exist yet.
And hasn't even officially been announced. By the way, we're announcing this game.
Yeah. Like, Jesus. So, our verdict, without even playing the game, just avoid the shit out of this thing.
When you think of all the other games you could get for $60, like a total of $60, there's just no reason to spend that kind of money.
5 games.
Yep. Yep. So, moving on from that disaster, here's some hope for Linux gamers out there. Team Fortress 2 for Linux is getting a beta very soon. So we know that they were running Left 4 Dead and testing those games, and obviously they're all in the Source engine, but there's all kinds of different iterations out there. But TF2 being the monster that it is, this is pretty huge. There is no true details on it yet, but there are some Linux-related files, hardware driver compatibility lists, optimal graphics settings, and a shell script launcher coming out in a new TF2 update. So hopefully they get some more games on there. Windows 8 does indeed suck, and if you buy it before Service Pack 1, you're an idiot. But this is good for Linux support, and I wish Valve the best in getting lots of games ready for Linux. So
you're about to get a lot of Windows 8 hate.
Oh, am I?
Because people love justifying their purchase of Windows 8.
I know they do.
All right.
See, there goes Hex. Just install Classic Shell. It'll work great.
When you have to install things just to make it like you want it.
Exactly.
Like Windows 7.
It's Windows Vista is what Windows 8 is.
Yeah,
it's just Windows Vista again. It seems like it's tolerable and it seems cool, but when the next version of Windows comes out, you're going to be like, wow, that was a huge piece of shit.
Yeah, piece of shit, yeah.
Thank God I wasted $100 on that.
So, yeah, Windows 8. Service Pack 1, it may indeed be worth your purchase to do Classic Shell if you really want to, or if you're going to get it, but I would not mess with it.
KBMOD does not, support the piracy
unless you're getting
like hexadecimal.
Unless you're getting like if you're buying a new PC or something, you probably can't avoid getting Windows 8. But
in that case, install Classic Shell, please. And it'll be basically Windows 7, because there are benchmarks say that it's basically the same as Windows 7 performance-wise. You're not really getting anything better or worse. So, all right, next, and this was so cool to finally see on Steam. Had no idea this was coming out. Lucius, which was a game we posted on June 17th of last year. We put a little blurb up about this game, and it's called Lucius, as I just said, and basically it is a kind of like Assassin's Creed but puzzle kind of game, but you play as a 6-year-old. You basically try to cause accidents to kill everyone in this house and make it look like it's not you. So
I remember that article.
Yeah, and I thought that game is cool as fuck.
Also, can we just say, like, who has ever been named Lucius that isn't like some
Lucius Malfoy? All right, boom.
Yeah.
Lucius Malfoy.
He's pretty badass, though. He has a peacock at his house.
Is anyone in real life actually named Lucius, though? Have you ever met someone named Lucius?
Harry Potter is real in my mind. So.
Me too. And Lucius Malfoy was fucking amazing because he had a pet peacock.
Bagels Man with an alternate title for the game. He calls it. Oh, I lost it. Well, that was really good. Oh, Hitman. No, I'm sorry. It was Left Noob. He said Hitman Prepubescent.
That's basically what it is. So the game is out on Steam. It's been out for a couple days. It's on Good Old Games as well. It's cheaper on Good Old Games, which is good because the thing that actually really shocked me about seeing this release was the price tag, which to me, for an unknown title from a studio where this is their first game, $25. An unknown commodity for that kind of scares me. And
does it have any of your scores on Metacritic or anything, or like?
I didn't look.
It's not being reviewed super well at all.
No.
But it was 75% off, so it was 25% off pre-release. So it was like $21. That's still too much to me.
$14.99 best price for first game.
Yeah, it should have really been a $15 title.
Well, hopefully we'll see. Hopefully this is the type of title that we'll see on like a Steam sale, maybe even like a Christmas Steam sale.
I guess it's cheaper on Good Old Games than that. But let me just check real quick. But this game looks super cool.
It's $18 on Good Old Games.
Yeah, $18 on Good Old Games, which is getting closer to usable. It's 3.5 stars average rating on there, which is good for a new game because the nostalgia factor on Good Old Games ruins a lot of the review process there.
If nothing else, the art style makes it worth buying just to look at it. I think it looks fantastic.
So, I hope it's good. Somebody's played it. Let us know. But I just thought it was finally cool to see something I hadn't heard anything since that article on this game too.
Yeah, I just loaded up Steam today and I saw it on the front page on the featured spot, one of the spots.
Yeah,
so it's cool. Check it out.
This next article is kind of like a more of a discussion piece for us. But PC Gamer has listed its 5 scariest PC games, and I kind of thought that was cool because recently, in the last couple of years, ever since Amnesia, really, survival horror, all the rage. Obviously, Scott Fisher nearly killing himself.
Loving this genre, let me tell you.
There's certain people who can play these games really well, Scott, and you're one of them.
Yeah. Well, really well, not necessarily game mechanic wise, but I think the reaction they're going for is what they want people to have, like when I played, because I fucking want to die. Oh, God.
So their list consists of some games. Actually, one kind of
stands out,
obvious one. But then you've got, here's the list. So System Shock 2, DayZ, Stalker, and Thief: Deadly Shadows, and Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Now, some of these you probably haven't played actually, because Thief's pretty old. Stalker is terrifying.
Stalker is awful, dude. I didn't finish that game because of how scary it is, man. It's fucking awful.
It's an RPG, but man, the first time you ever get at one of the events though going on, dude, you're running scared for your life. It's a different kind of scary than the jump scares. I think people think of jump scares a lot now with recent games like Slender and
environmental
that kind of
scare.
Dude,
the world.
Stalker, when you feel like you're not going to be able to get to safety from one of those radiation storms, or there are jump scares in Stalker as well.
Definitely are, yeah.
Oh man!
Around the corner with your flashlight.
I feel like Chernobyl is a really good setting for a scary game.
Yeah, Chernobyl's good.
I feel that there's one game that's just like missing from this, and I can't really think of what it is. But
yeah, I agree.
Like, I feel like something is missing, and the game is just like slipping my mind completely.
Well, it's hard to do top 5 because there's a lot of scary games out there.
Fear, the original Fear. Fear
the
1.
original.
Yeah,
Fear.
yeah.
It's Fear's the Pyramid Head game, right?
No, that's Silent
Fear's
Hill.
Alma,
Dude.
the little
Oh,
girl.
that's Silent Hill.
Nice
Fear's
one.
with Alma, the little
My
girl.
bad.
All right, dude, you haven't been on our gaming
I've
in a
never
while.
played either one. Original. I actually Hadouken in the chat right now. Original Resident Evil was terrifying. The original. Since then, I don't really know.
Resident Evil 5 was really scary because it was like really terrifying to see that franchise die right in front of you.
Yeah. I've never played System Shock 2 on this list. I've never played that. But the synopsis here, you awake on a broken, quiet spaceship. So this already sounds like Event Horizon, which is the only movie that's ever legitimately scared me. You're one of the few people still alive. The walls are covered in bloody graffiti. Sounds like a certain Dead Space game might have seen this game and perhaps taken from it. But I've never played System Shock 2. Now, Daisy on here is the interesting one to me.
Daisy's not scary. Daisy is suspenseful.
Daisy is fucking terrifying. With the
I actually
suspense.
agree.
It's a suspenseful game. It's not really.
It'll give certain people the same
It's
effect.
scary
of,
in a
chest
way.
tightness
It's
and stuff,
not
yeah.
the.
It's not like
when it
it's
got
not
dark.
terror. It's not terror type scary.
No.
It's scary as in like you hear a gunshot and all of a sudden your heart is racing type scary.
Yeah.
It's a different scary than the other games on the list.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I still
for
think
sure.
I think it's a good pick though because I mean, for my money,
It's an
that's one of the few games that like does sort of scare me when I play it.
You get an adrenaline rush from doing really well in a game, and then you can get an adrenaline rush from being terrified in a game. And like they're completely different experiences. It's pretty wild.
So I guess this Thief Deadly Shadows is on here, and I guess Thief Deadly Shadows takes place in an ancient orphanage and mental asylum. And that alone, I know what the Thief games are. They're like a stealth kind of game, but I have never played them, I'll be honest. But I know there's a devoted fan base for Thief. And Amnesia, of course, is on this list. The game that kind of redefined
Fuck that
what
fucking game.
scary.
Good lord.
If you never played Penumbra, though, I actually played Penumbra before I played Amnesia. And Penumbra was the first game from Frictional.
Yeah.
The whole Penumbra series. Penumbra Overture, or Black Plague, which is the middle game. There's 3 games. Just, oh my god.
Okay.
Just, you can tell when you play Amnesia that, like, what they were doing in Penumbra was, like, kind of the amateur version of that. Like, they weren't yet at full strength, you could say, with how to make this kind of game. But man, Penumbra is terrifying. So I think that's a pretty good list, although I've never played Thief. But I just like seeing games like Stalker and Daisy on there, because I totally agree that those get your heart racing just as much, I would say. Even though Stalker is a very long game as well.
And there's like 800 different Stalker games now, too.
Yeah. It's too bad the franchise is dead. R.I.P.
The last one was really good. I forget what it was called.
Shadows of Chernobyl,
yeah,
I think was the last one.
Yeah,
Stalker 2. Stalker 2 exists. The code is out there somewhere, but it will never come out, unfortunately. So the next article, actually, speaking of Amnesia, the Amnesia creator has said that he wants to see more mature games and less games where a 10-year-old could enjoy the game. So what he means by mature is not just... Actually, he says it here in the best way possible. This goal to be mature is a problem in many games where you just add gore, curse words, and a palette of gray, thinking that makes the experience more adult, but they just end up making it more childish. Like with over-the-top gore, that's just hilarious. Like Special Forces, for instance, seeing a dude's head explode and stuff. Like, it's not a bad thing in that game, but I'm just saying, like, that's what he means. What he wants is, like, mature themes, I think, and kind of more I'm not even sure how to put it, but not over the top. Not over the top is what he would want. He would want a deep story. As he wants it to bore your 12-year-old.
Something that can mentally scar you for life and not do it to 10-year-old children.
Yes.
He wants to ruin your life, but he wants to make sure you're an adult first.
Yes. There you go. So they said for their next game, they're working on a non-Amnesia horror game. Obviously, A Machine for Pigs is also coming out. But for our next game, we want to have more thought behind everything that happens and tie things together. So if the player thinks more about it, it will take things a step further. We want these extra layers to the gameplay that will really get below the skin of the player, as if you needed to do that even more after the Amnesia games. It is also about bringing up certain subjects that make the player think about things they normally would not. So that's pretty cool. That's kind of a higher goal, almost a Peter Molyneux type goal.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think
it's red to say that, but
when I look at what he's talking about, I kind of feel like the adult themes type thing is I would like to see more games that have kind of moral choices. I think of BioShock, where you can kill the little girls and harvest them or save them, and there's stuff like that those kinds of things are very mature type themes, but it's not just adding gore or whatever just for the sake of making it more mature. It's like it's a really more mature on kind of a thematic moral level.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll be on the lookout for the next Frictional game. Obviously, Machine for Pigs comes out at some point, probably in 2013, although we don't have anything concrete on that. The trailer alone is just terrifying.
It's so fucked.
So the Chinese room is so good at making ambience that that combo, as we've said before, is going to be amazing. So next story is some more DayZ. I don't know if this is going to be in the standalone or not from the way I read this. I think this is actually, it's a user-created map. A new map is out. It's a snowy Arma 2 island called Namolsk. I think I pronounced that correctly.
Wonder if it runs better.
Probably not. It's Arma 2. So Namolsk. And there's a couple cool... It's an island, for one thing, although I guess... Is Cherno...
Yeah, Cherno's kind of an island. Cause
you don't really know because you've never been to every shore.
Like, north, I feel like, isn't up there, but... this map looks pretty cool because there is kind of, to me, one of the coolest parts of this map, just looking at the map. I have not played it. First of all, there's snow, which we've talked about before, would add temperature finally as another variable that you would have to keep an eye on. But there is a part here where there's kind of a section, an island off of the island connected by a bridge. That bridge would be the most terrifying thing to walk across.
There's probably going to be people patrolling it and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, guys with a helicopter, snipers, that place, that's probably...
Someone's going to build a stronghold on that island and just hold it.
I did reinstall DayZ the other day. I didn't play it, but I reinstalled it.
I'm just waiting for the standalone.
I really want to give him money. Like, I'm excited to give him my money.
So if you're into DayZ, you can get that custom map. I guess someone in the chat said there's like 5 maps now.
Yeah, I actually updated DayZ Commander the other day, and it has a built-in tool to let you update your game and whatnot. And there's now, I think, built in to that directly, you can install these maps, because they're technically mods, but you can install them right from DayZ Commander. So it's really easy to get them installed and then just, I guess, find a server running them.
So if you want to check that out, you can. DayZ on the private hive is, I think we talked about, maybe not last week, but a couple weeks ago. On the private hive, it's much, much better. Less hacking, custom loot tables, that kind of thing. I've heard no complaints, actually, from anyone who's played on private hive as far as hacking and that kind of thing. Our friends over at GSN Gaming actually have a private hive whitelist server that... God, this fly is in my face! They have a private hive server, and they're very good at moderating it and catching cheaters. Those guys are very diligent, so check them out at GSN Gaming. So if you want to get back into DayZ, that's a good place to do it. And the last story here, Black Ops 2. I know. But Black Ops 2 has announced they're going to change the way the matchmaking is done, which is weird because there's also... In Black Ops 2, there's going to be the same server browser as there was in Black Ops 1. Although, as we went over a couple weeks ago, the dedicated servers will not be usable by users. We will not be able to admin them. But there will be the same server browser system as you're used to from Black Ops and other traditional PC server browsers. But the matchmaking which was an obvious problem if you played Modern Warfare 2 PC or Modern Warfare 3. Was based on region, I believe, before.
Yeah.
And now it's not region-based. It's only based on latency and ping. That's it now. So they say that should, Vonderhaar says that should improve things for people.
Well, the problem with I think peer-to-peer at this point is not as much the latency thing, because a lot of people have faster connections. So region-based or latency-based is preferable either way, but region-based is kind of supposed to take care of that, because if you're in the same region, it's probably the same latency. The problem with peer-to-peer is that there's no admin. There's no administration. So if someone's hacking in a game, you can't do anything. So, this stuff doesn't really matter. Them saying they're making their matchmaking system better, matchmaking is fundamentally broken in a peer-to-peer system because there's no administration.
Well, I just find it funny. Now, on Xbox, of course, that's how most people will be playing the game, will be through matchmaking. They won't have a server browser. They'll just have matchmaking.
This is more for Xbox.
Dude, you do 6v6 TSs on 360 icons. On a Game Dunzo dedicated server.
This link I have is from PC Gamer, and I'm just wondering why even report on this, partially because no one on PC, if there is ranked deadies, which there are, like straight up normal server browser, most PC players are going to use that anyway. So who cares?
They'll probably bury the server browser so that people use matchmaking instead.
Like Modern Warfare 3 did?
Yeah. No, they're going to do the exact same thing.
Does it really matter, though? Because nobody plays Call of Duty for multiplayer. I'm really there for the really extensive lore and the story. Sergeant Frank, that guy. He's a really great character.
My deep attachment to Soap McTavish is just one of my favorite video game characters of all time.
I'm pretty sure they chose the name Soap just because it's somewhat memorable. It's like, that's the only thing that we can get to those people, is we're going to name something dumb.
Oh, man.
So the rest of the news here, we got 3 quick little articles for you. First of all, Raider Z, which is a piece of shit, has entered open beta.
I love how you like. We're gonna talk about this, but I'm gonna go ahead and set your expectations.
I've played it. It's not very good. But if you want another MMO, go check it out because it's free to play.
Is this the one that's like Monster Hunter except an MMO? It's like
yes. Yep.
Is this made by the same people that made War Z?
It doesn't play poorly. The combat's pretty cool.
I was going to say, the only thing I care about this article is that it's highlighted the fact that there are multiple companies using a capital Z at the end of their game's name.
I thought this was part of the War Z.
Well, it's actually pronounced Raiders, I believe.
Okay.
I don't
Black
care.
Ops 2 Z.
At the end. What the fuck?
It's made by the people who make Guns of the Duel.
If it was supposed to be called Raiders, wouldn't the Z be...
It's by Perfect World. It's a Perfect World game.
If it
Perfect World published.
The Z should be capitalized.
Exactly. If it's supposed to be pronounced Raiders and you're not supposed to give a hard Z, then don't capitalize your Z.
Yeah. It's dumb.
But
there's no way to make the title of that game look smart.
From what I've played, pluses, the only pluses are the combat's really fun. The rest of it was laggy. The graphics weren't that good. It's super anime, so if that bothers you, and I know it does bother people, that style sometimes.
Very kawaii.
Speaking of super anime, I really should uninstall Terra from my computer. It's still on here.
It was fun for like 10 hours, and then it was awful.
Yeah, Scott, it was fun for 10 hours.
Yeah. Well, you got your $60 worth, right, Nick? Good.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that.
Next up is a much more positive thing. The MechWarrior Online open beta starts tomorrow. This is for real. It had been delayed.
Did they even have a closed beta already?
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. Hex was in it, I believe, and actually a couple of dudes I worked with were in it as well. Said it's good, but it's a whole lot. I mean, if you're looking for Hawken in this game, you're not going to find it. That's not what it is. So it's a totally different thing.
I'll try it.
Yeah, I'll definitely be trying it. And also, PC Gamer updated their list, which I think is a cool list, and I've used. Their 25 best Skyrim mod list. It has been updated. And there it is in chat if you want to check it out. We'll link it, obviously, in the blurb, the audio version. But if you're into Skyrim, which actually, every time I see a new list of these mods, I go get some and go play it again for a little bit.
Yeah, the mods make you want to play Skyrim again.
So go check that out if you're into that game still. And that will be it for the news.
And now it's time for Twitter questions with the KBMOD podcast.
All right, Twitter questions. Much ridiculousness in this week's Twitter questions. At Georgie Beats asked, "You are the last woman alive on Earth with Nick Fenton. How do you kill yourself so you don't have to repopulate with it?" Now, this joke, in my opinion, has been played out, but the way this question was asked...
It was phrased well.
I liked it, yeah. I was like,
there was nothing about killing Nick Fenton. It was killing yourself to not have to have sex with him. I'd have sex with Nick.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie. Like, I'd rather have sex with Nick.
Do you like this face, honey?
I do.
Audio listeners really missing out, or potentially.
I think they
potentially
they saved themselves.
Potentially making out on this one. Yeah. Shout outs to Tiny Hands. Yeah, keep those tiny hands
where I can see them.
I guess that question, though, if you're taking it seriously, I think a lot of that would depend on your environment. Like if we were in this apocalypse scenario, it kind of depend because, there's a lot of different ways you could kill yourself, but depend on what was around you.
I feel like I have a duty for the Earth, and I will lay back and not enjoy this for that. Now to hope that Nick Fenton isn't infertile in some way. That's what you would have to hope.
Last people on Earth, then wouldn't we have to have incest in some way to repopulate the Earth? And that's just disgusting.
Well,
that's disgusting.
Yes,
you wouldn't have sex with
not
yourself to save the Earth?
It's not disgusting when that's the only way you could repopulate.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, then we're going to have a retard population.
And that's different than it is currently.
Yeah, yeah.
What if somehow, like, after the incest population, it's somehow better than that it is right now?
Yeah.
We're in the positive.
Actually, without shows like The X Factor and, like, Glee and shit, if those shows don't exist anymore, you probably do get a better population in the end. So, there you go.
Snooki does not exist any longer.
Yeah.
The world is fantastic.
Jersey Shore MTV is gone. Oh, man.
Carson Daly's back to hosting TRL on MTV.
I don't think...
Because there would be... If you populated the world with a bunch of people through incest, Carson Daly would be born again.
Reincarnated. If I can repopulate the Earth, I will bring back TRL. We can do this.
So this culling of the Earth thing just sounded really good, actually, to me in the end. Next question. I picked this question because what a question, dude! Like
it's not. It doesn't have any punctuation. It's really just
It doesn't even make any sense.
Fat Attack 82 smoking his dog shit weed apparently when he wrote this question. What's the most no apostrophe, but what's the most you have paid for poop?
$60, Modern Warfare 3.
There you go. $80 if you pre-ordered Warfighter. So there you go.
I think that's objectively the correct answer to that question.
Yeah.
Shout out to dog shit weed.
This guy in the chat has been saying shout out to everything this entire time. I want to shout out your shout outs real quick. Bonk 815. You're consistent and I like that.
Oh god.
What's the most you have paid for poop? That's an all-timer, I think, right there. At 762 asks, do you guys foresee Smite getting as big as League of Legends?
Not a fucking chance in hell.
I don't think so.
Not a chance in hell.
Let me tell you why.
Anything getting close to League of Legends.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Now.
I was going to say,
great game, fantastic.
But let me tell you why. I love the boys over at High Res, but those bros cannot get a spectator client working for the life of them. Work correctly and working consistently. It just doesn't happen. So
the only example we have of that is Tribes.
Smite actually has
no.
Right now.
There's
just not released. Yeah, I know it has one, and all I've seen it do is crash repeatedly.
That's why it's not in the actual game yet. It's not implemented except
at least the version that they have is, even though it crashes, at least it works, because the Tribes one doesn't even work.
Yeah, the Tribes one is pretty poor, but Smite looks to have a more legitimate one. It's like you could put any game in place of Smite and say, do you foresee it being as big as League of Legends? No, because League of Legends is probably going to be the largest PC game for the foreseeable future.
I have a question. When do you guys think League of Legends will start having its decline?
When Riot makes a huge mistake.
Blizzard All-Stars will probably take a lot of old school Dota players away from League and Dota 2, I think. But
when those games are actually out,
yeah, it won't be significant enough for it to matter.
Yeah, maybe like just a chip in
it'll be
League of Legends.
Yeah, it'll be like 3% of players or something.
I don't see it happening anytime soon. Mainly because if you look at League right now, the more champions and things they add, like the more ways they monetize, the better the experience is for a brand new player. Because like you can start playing League and get to level 10, and by level 10 you can have bought like 5 or 6 champions just with in-game points. So the more content they have that keeps people paying, I think the bigger it's going to get, because I don't think people are going to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a second iteration of League of Legends that's not very good. That would be the first thing. Or like Riot making some massive mistake in a patch.
Yeah.
But it will be a slow decline, even if they messed up in a patch.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just be, they would have to make repeated mistakes. But the thing is too, like Smite could be a successful game with 10% of the player base that League has. So I don't think that's really what they're shooting for. I'm sure they'd love it, but
I mean, the only other juggernaut kind of decline that I can point to that could be a similar thing would be World of Warcraft, which still has 9 million subscribers.
So that would be a bad example though, because you look at WoW. WoW is almost coming up on 10 years old, so they still have that many subscribers for.
But what I'm saying is the game went on the decline as soon as the hardcore crowd was pushed out. Kind of.
Yeah. Well,
once League becomes, like, if they did a patch or something where League just instantly became less skill based or something.
Yeah.
Where they cut down on.
That's not possible.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying.
I could see
that's
League having the same sort of curve that WoW did, where it's probably hitting its maximum maybe in the next year or two, and then so it's been out for I guess 3 years now, something like that, and then so it's probably continues to be huge for like 5 years, and then maybe starts declining at that point as the new hotness comes around. But who knows? I mean, it's unprecedented. It's such a massive game that who knows, they could be big for years and years and years.
So this next question is on a much less serious note, but a much more important note. If you were at a combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, which would you eat at? And let me say something real quick. And John will know this is easy, but John will know this. We had a Kentucky Hut, which was Kentucky Fried Chicken, Taco Bell, and Pizza Hut.
Wow,
and,
that's impressive.
I'll tell you, there was only one line that was ever busy. Taco Bell.
Yeah,
and particularly right now, I would go to Taco Bell for Doritos Locos Tacos. So
for me, if I was drunk, it would be Taco Bell every time. If I wasn't drunk,
that's because there is no better meal on planet Earth.
If I was drunk, I would go to Taco Bell and then on my way out the door order some Pizza Hut breadsticks.
Yes, absolutely.
Those breadsticks are on point.
You ever had Pizza Hut cheese sticks? Oh my god!
Yes, you get the cheese stuffed breadsticks.
I think John has the right idea. You mix them. You get your Taco Bell, but then you get like some Pizza Hut breadsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get Pizza Hut pizza though unless you want that butt water. Yeah, you don't mess with that. That shit is terrible.
Well, I don't know that Taco Bell is really any better.
Taco Bell is the greatest.
I want to take a bunch of Taco Bell random tacos and burritos and put it inside of a pizza and then make a Pizza Hut chalupa of Taco Bell.
At least your shit has a texture when you eat Taco Bell. At least it's actually solid shit. Pizza Hut is
the worst pizza of all the chain pizzas.
If it were Domino's and I could get Cinestics, I'm going with Cinestics.
If Pizza Hut just sold crust, like just sell your stuff crust.
Yeah,
I don't want your pizza. Just sell me like a bowl of pepperoni and your crust.
Yep.
Yep.
Pizza Hut is good. Zignotic, obviously, he was smoking that dog shit weed as well, like Fat Attack. Loving that pizza.
Shit. Anyway, at the Master Flux asks, if you had to go a week with a controller shoved up your ass, which console would you pick? And for the Wii, it has to be the whole shebang, the controller plus
and
the
that's it. Are this current? Can we go old school? Can we go old school?
Oh yeah, you can go old school.
Oh man,
Virtual Boy. The whole thing. I want the whole thing.
Entire Virtual
I'm gonna go with the Commodore 64.
The entire Commodore.
The whole console.
Jesus Christ! I was gonna say the NES controller because at least it was. I mean, it was a little longer, but it's flat, and it may not destroy your rectum that badly.
If it has to be
whereas,
current gen,
I think you'd want to go with Super NES though, because then you get rounded edges.
Yeah, you're right.
But easier
right.
entry.
Yes.
easier entry.
Easier.
You gotta think about that.
Wow.
Yeah, I do. Can Dreamcast bite the pillow? That shit,
The original
yeah,
Xbox controller.
The original Xbox controller.
Dear God, you would die.
Really go with the Xbox Kinect controller. Fuck you. I win.
I actually think the most hilarious one and actually least damaging is the Wii plus nunchuck.
Yeah, it may be.
Both of those things are pretty, like, I don't know, elongated.
I mean, you would
like,
walk weird, but you wouldn't die.
You would walk.
And you would have, like, the nunchuck flailing out your butt. It would be sweet.
You could just end up
Have a tail for a week.
Be a furry.
Yeah.
My Scuff gaming controller for sure.
With some squid grips on it, obviously.
Gamer grip.
I picked this next question solely so I could answer it. But at Big Dick Based God, what is your hand? Asks, why the fuck is this on at the same time as The Walking Dead? Because I don't give a shit about your stupid TV show.
Wow.
Watch it on demand. Watch it online.
If you watch TV shows like on live air dates still, what's wrong with you as a human being?
I don't understand people that do that anymore.
If it's not Sports Center, why are you watching it?
If it's not baseball, then why?
If you're watching commercials, like sitting through commercial content that isn't like online, no.
Yeah, I literally have not watched. I don't think I've watched a show that wasn't sports related live in like 8 years.
I'm in that boat.
15 staying consistent. Shout out to live air dates.
I love that these people, like, because I troll sports so much, they literally think that I hate sports.
Yeah.
Like,
John's
I
a huge
do not
hockey
miss
fan.
a hockey game ever.
If there was
Ever.
hockey.
If there was, like, I'm miserable without hockey. Let me see if you can see this. Can you see this in my room? Can you see that right now?
That's Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah, we can see it.
For our audio
Shows
listeners, John has a Pittsburgh Penguins poster.
Oh, it's a whole wall thing, and then right in front of me here, I have a bunch of scrapbook things and frames from the year we won the cup. I have a calendar there, a whole shelf full of shit there.
Yep. Yeah, it's killing me right now, to be honest. Not having hockey, it's killing me.
I don't have
I
any
have
of
to
my
watch
Flyers Stanley Cup stuff on the wall, but I'll show it next.
Yeah, dude, 1970s.
Yeah, dude,
pretty sweet.
1970s. Real recent. Fucking best.
Didn't
I
choke
just have
on
pictures
anything.
of Marion Gabrick and I burned them.
You're so bitter over Marion Gabrick. Dude,
Oh yeah, we're gonna leave the Wild and then we're gonna be the number one scorer. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, well, you guys just got the best fucking free agency.
Yeah, you're gonna be
of,
real
like,
good
the
at
last
true.
10 years.
season.
This was the best free
So-
agency for a team, and God knows how long.
Yeah.
You fucking have
You're-
Parise.
Yes,
End of discussion.
but no hockey.
Yep. No hockey to watch him. Yeah.
The only
So
player
next.
I would have preferred on the Penguins over Parise would have been like Claude Giroux. He's the only
Yeah.
player I'd rather have in the league aside
Yeah,
from Parise.
that guy's a beast. That's right, Scott. We're pimping a Flyer right now. I know.
Wow.
Next question. This question is an epic question. I must say. At my who's clack asks, if you had to fight a bear, and now the stream is probably anticipating me asking, what weapon would you use? Would you throw Nick Fenton's in his mouth? Something like that. No. If you had to fight a bear, what would be your drug of choice?
So easy with this one. Bath salts. right? So bath salts, you become a fucking just animal wanting to kill stuff. You don't know where you are. You're hallucinating. You're gonna die if you fight a bear. So you're gonna be in full rage mode. You may kill the bear on bath salts.
You might eat the bear's face.
Yeah, you may.
Might kill the bear.
So you're not gonna feel any pain either. So I'm going bath salts.
Actually, a few great suggestions, and this is what I was going to say. PCP is an awesome suggestion for this because we used to have
Dan is a huge fan. Dan is a huge fan of PCP.
Yeah, dude. Back in college, right? We had a lot of homeless people in Oakland. We had this dude
in the garbage
PCP,
bag.
Man. Yeah, he wore a garbage bag for a shirt, and his fists were always bloody, and he looked crazed all the time because he would just punch walls.
Maybe because he literally got done fighting a bear every day.
Yeah, could be.
Dude, shout outs to PCP, man. You're probably dead in the gutter somewhere, but shout outs, dude. Because you were fucking nuts. Awesome. People stayed out of his way.
Ecstasy fucked the shit out of the bear, then Nighthawk with it. Wow. All right.
Ecstasy is good. Hug the bear to death.
Ecstasy is... Yeah.
Yeah, PCP and bath salts. Those are your best chance at survival.
Definitely.
Those two.
Definitely.
Ecstasy is if you want to go down while feeling really good.
Yeah.
That's... Because then you're just going to try to, hug the bear and stuff, and it's just going to tear you apart. But Gamma Labs is another choice. It's an excellent choice.
Gamma Labs.
I feel like that's what Gold Glove would go into battle with this bear with.
Well, so, you know what? He would be respecting women the whole way. So
he would be respecting women the whole way.
Chaz could be at his side, Heartbreaker Nation, till we die.
Cheddar Chez, card-carrying member of Heartbreaker Nation. Shout out to PCP. That shit crazy, though. You eliminated my UDP7 question? Man!
Yeah, we've answered this type of question before.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even put that one.
I know what everyone will say right now.
All right, well, if you could pick one person to read you a bedtime story, who would it be?
Bastion Narrator. Easy.
Bastion Narrator is easy. I was actually going to pick Samuel L. Jackson.
Total Biscuit.
Nice.
Lil Jon.
Lil Jon. The worst bedtime story.
Yeah! We gonna sleep!
Gilbert Gottfried?
Oh my god. No, I can't listen to Gilbert Gottfried without thinking about the parrot from Aladdin. That's all I think of.
They have him on all of the roasts on Comedy Central.
I know, and it's just like, you're the parrot. You're a
say
parrot.
Anything funny. It's just people laugh at his voice.
I can't listen to Gilbert Gottfried without praying for the sweet release of death.
He always this too.
I pray for the next Problem Child every time I hear his voice. Personally,
dude, it's terrible.
Shoutcasting Blacklight Attack gets a runner-up for me.
Yeah,
but he has to be shoutcasting.
Gilbert Gottfried shoutcasting Call of Duty at MLG.
Only stream to ever have negative viewership. Not even possible.
The ISP at the event DDoSes the event.
Turn this shit off.
They're like, this is not going. This is not
an excellent one from chat here. Gordon Freeman, who has no lines in Half-Life.
I guess I'd fall asleep if I had to fall asleep to nothing.
This next question is at Bagels for Dinner asks, Nick, what color of underwear are you wearing?
I showered before this, so I'm just wearing basketball shorts. I'm not wearing underwear.
Oh my!
Oh,
that's not
what?
Oh no!
Free ball.
Not okay.
Oh no!
Dude, do you have no respect for people that could walk down into your basement?
I'm wearing shorts. It looks
gray
the same.
Boxer briefs with a black band.
It looks the same.
Don't show us that.
There's only shorts.
There's only one layer. I need
Nick,
more than one layer between us.
Nick, I think you're flashing song.
It looks the same.
Too many balls on the court, says Gabe.
Here comes the FAP squad, says Nick. John is wearing some boxer briefs. I'm wearing some red boxers.
I'm wearing checkered. Of course, I'm wearing checkered boxers.
Yeah, of course.
What you own is checkered.
Yeah.
I know.
Boxer briefs are so much better than boxers. I'm just saying. You guys are fucking weird.
I agree.
This is a Christian podcast. We gotta stop it. Next question from Ghost Syndicate. Now, we had a question about what famous people we would shave our pubes into, but do any of you ever shave your pubes in the shape of another penis so as to have penisception? I added that part. Man, I actually was like, I was visually picturing this, and I was laughing really hard. So
yeah.
it's just having a second penis in your pubes. That's so good.
No, the answer for me would be no.
Yeah, the answer is no. But
the answer is no, but you get points for creativity of even thinking about it.
Yeah.
This last question, before we end, this is going to be the nerdiest question we've ever gotten, and I'm going to be the biggest nerd because I have an actual answer to this. Darkwing02 asks, do you have a favorite anime?
Nope.
I don't. I'm not a big anime guy.
Me here. Naruto Shippuden. Very good.
Digimon.
Original Naruto is terrible.
Digimon.
Full Metal Alchemist is really good.
Anime
Cowboy Bebop is amazing.
Does Pokemon count, like when I was 10?
Yes.
Yeah, like Pokemon.
Actually, let me legitimately give you people who haven't watched anime to watch Afro Samurai.
What's an accessible anime I could get into? Afro Samurai.
Blacklight told me to watch Cowboy Bebop, which I have on Netflix, I think.
Yeah.
Do not watch Naruto or Naruto Shippuden. Or
lots of strong opinions in the chat.
Yeah, wow. Very. I love their anime.
You guys are all gay.
Yeah, I knew that was good. Samurai Champloo is also good. But yeah, Afro Samurai is Samuel L. Jackson.
Sailor Moon. Oh my god, I haven't thought like Sailor Moon hasn't gone through my brain since like second grade. Jeez.
I like anime.
If you watch anime, you might as well wear Janko jeans as well, because you are a piece of shit.
I don't know what those are.
You don't know what Janko jeans are?
No, no idea.
Good lord,
really?
You don't know what Janko jeans are?
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know what the name of those are. Yeah, I know. Okay.
They have like the sweet ass designs on the pockets and shit.
They have pockets that go down to like
Jesus
your knees.
Christ. I feel,
wow.
Just
and
looking
then
at
they also switched over into the sports world, and they have like jeans with every single team in a certain league's badge like sewed onto them. It's fucking awesome.
Those people ride my bus when I go to work in the morning.
Those are Janko jeans. They're the best.
Wow.
It's pretty important to have.
They're for the juggalos. Juggalos wear them. So.
Juggalos. Love juggalos.
They wear them to the gathering of the juggalos with ICP.
It's a family reunion, actually.
By the way, I recently found out this week that Eat My Diction's roommate has worked with Little B on all his videos.
Right, you said Little B, please end your.
Little B.
That's disgusting.
Little B. Little B.
The Little B.
So immediately, Diction becomes the most base person I know.
Got my Vans on, but they look like
contact
sneakers.
based.
Does he still work with them? Or does
He's got Margot, based Margot. That's his roommate. Small B.
I'm gonna add a Twitter question here that I thought was good from Pat's fan 9278. What are the best/worst purchases you have ever made in your life?
Oh, jeez.
I bought a brand new Chevy Cavalier when I was 18 years old, and the engine completely blew at 50,000 miles. Completely died.
I know what my
That
best
was the worst.
It was a Chevy Cavalier.
Yes, but it was still like the first brand new car that I ever bought. And I bought it when I was 18, which is really young to buy a new car.
Yeah.
And it fucking blew up like halfway through what you would have expected.
I'm trying to think.
Life
Man.
Where's the best?
This is the greatest purchase I ever made. This thing right here. This scalp massager. All right.
Ooh, I can go with this. I can go with this. Look at this shit. All right. This, my friends, is a banana hanger.
Those are great. Those banana
And
hangers are great.
Yeah.
Anybody that's ever used one of these things knows it's amazing.
So audio listeners are kind of missing out here, but
I'm using mine as well.
Nick is holding up like a spidery shaped scalp massager. It looks like a
Apparently
whisk.
John has the same thing.
It feels amazing. It's great.
It does. It's probably
Dude,
the best.
the banana hanger is the best headphone holder ever. Stream. Okay, it's $10 at Bed Bath & Beyond. You will not regret it. And you could hang a banana on there if you wanted to. But I don't recommend it for that. Best purchase I ever made is probably the car that I have. Probably the Honda Civic. Because it's going to last forever and ever and ever.
It will last for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so... worst purchase.
I'm trying to think.
I have
Xbox
a couple good ones.
I'll say this is just the one I can think of offhand that's kind of electronics related, but my TiVo, I paid for lifetime service and it was like $600.
Oh god.
But like those things, I have one in my room that's from like 2002, and so if you look at like the money spent compared to the fact that it's still running, it's fantastic purchase.
I'm gonna say one of the worst purchases I've ever made, like this is serious, was the Diablo 3 Year Pass. Honestly, one of the worst purchases I ever made. Not because like I'm playing Diablo 3 now, not because Diablo 3 was bad, but because then I paid all that year of WoW that I did not even play. So I essentially just wasted $15 a month. So I paid like another $60-some on top of that.
This doesn't really count as a purchase, but me redeeming my Orion Dino Beatdown code on Steam was one of the worst decisions I ever made. So,
even though you got it free.
Even though it was free, it was kind of a purchase because I redeemed it. So it was bad.
It was a purchase in the idea that someone else could have had it.
Right, exactly. I chose to use it, and I'm sorry for that.
You were the martyr of Orion Dino Beatdown. You stepped in front of the blade.
I think two of the worst purchases you could have made recently. We talked about one tonight. Medal of Honor Warfare pre-order. That would have been a really bad one. And also, if you paid for War Z...
Oh, God.
If you pay for alpha on something that's not like, I don't know.
Daft Passion in chat. Every school yearbook ever. That's true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good worst purchase.
Yeah.
Also,
Windows 8. Someone already says Windows 8 one day in.
I'll also say not even console trolling. My PS3 probably one of the worst because it literally stopped working like probably 8-9 months ago, and I'm sure it's out of warranty now. So year and a half longevity for a $400 product when I bought it. It's just terrible. I will never buy another Sony product.
Sony's really hurting, man. Really hurting.
My Sony receiver also already been replaced once.
What about a Walkman?
Used to have a Walkman.
You have to say it like that too.
CD player Walkman, Discman they had that had like a strap for your hand.
Yeah, the disc.
I had that thing.
Yeah, also any textbook from college could also qualify.
Yes, terrible purchase, especially if you had to buy it new. That was the worst.
Yeah, when they changed versions or something. Yeah.
Then you'd sell it back for like $2.
Basically, anything in education could fall into this category.
Yeah, actually, if you're going to college right now. Yeah, if you're going to college right now, I'm sorry, bro.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but any of the corollary costs from that type of thing, those are all terrible purchases.
Student debt.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That is it for episode 66, Mario Lemieux edition. Ended here. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at KBMOD Gaming. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KBMOD. And remember, we have streams from now until Thursday every week. And Chaz and I will also be streaming on off days a lot of the time, like Fridays, Saturdays. So make sure to check that out, guys. And we will see you next week. And thank you so much. Now that we're kind of done with all the Extra Life formalities for the team, thank you so much for over 55,000 rates this year. You can still donate until December or so, but now that the big streams and stuff are done, thank you so much. We'll be getting those prizes out for you, and we'll see you next week on episode 67.
Later.
Bye.